What's up, guys? That got the pencil. You're back for another edition of Tier List Tuesdays, and here we are to rank the Kingdom Hearts characters. Whew. I'm warning y'all right now. I'm not timing myself. I need this. I need to go all out. I'm about to go all out. It's gonna take forever. If you want to treat this like a podcast, there's still gonna be drawings. There's still gonna be stuff editing in the video, but I'm gonna sit here for a minute and talk about some characters. Like, I'm not even gonna try and hold back on this one. I love Kingdom Hearts, but I'll give you a slight warning. I'm going to be talking about the characters as trios. So let's hit it from there on forth. And let's start, honestly, should I start with the main trio? No, we're not going to start with the main trio, actually. We're going to start with an interesting trio. I hope y'all ready for this. So first, the first trio, we're going to put them all there, then we're going to discuss them individually. So I'm going to put Ansem right up there. Actually, no. I'll put Ansem in Great. We're going to put Xemnas in Perfection. And then we're going to put, where is he at? I know he was right there. There's my boy. No, I'll put him in Great too. I was going to put him in okay, but I'll put him in Great. So let's talk about these characters in the order that they appeared. So Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. Now, when I initially played Kingdom Hearts, I didn't actually initially play Kingdom Hearts because I got into the series through Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. I saw it in Walmart one day, saw Mickey Mouse and a weird anime boy on the cover. I'm just like, you know what? Let's dive right on into it. So you can bet I was absolutely confused, unbelievably bamboozled, and wondering just how this all made sense. And I had to go back and play the original games. Except I was a fool. I had an Xbox 360. I didn't have a PS3, so I couldn't go back and play the original games. So then I was stuck. I was waiting. I was bamboozled. So I ended up going on the internet and searching up everything I could about Kingdom Hearts. Became super involved in the series. Watched every single playthrough multiple times. There was this one playthrough that didn't even have commentary. It was just Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Watched it over and over and over and over and over again because it was something I just loved it, but I could never play it myself. But then the Kingdom Hearts 3 complete collection came out. Not the complete collection, actually. It was 1.5 plus 2.5 for the PS4. And to the very least, I lost my good mind, went out and bought it immediately, and played through all the games best I could. So now I'm here to talk about why Ansem, Seeker of Darkness is actually really, really great. So I like Ansem a lot. And it comes down to the fact that Ansem has he's the first Xehanort we ever see. But of course we don't know he's Xehanort. But Nomura didn't even know he was Xehanort back then. But he has such an interesting motive, and it leads into in the first game, because we'll get into Ansem later. In the first game, I found Ansem interesting because he didn't really vie for power, but he did. He vied for knowledge. He really wanted to know everything, and he wanted to have complete control over darkness. He was the one who created the Heartless, supposedly. He was the one who created the Heartless while being a Heartless himself, so he turned himself into a Heartless. My boy was there. He was out there freaking. He was ready to become a Heartless. Then he was decided, you know what? I must discover what lies within Kingdom Hearts. And he did it purely for the discovery sense and, of course, the absolute power that would come with it, and what he thought would be the absolute darkness that would come with it. And something about darkness. It just began, the Xehanorts going crazy. So he taps into the power of darkness, right? We see how he takes over Riku slowly with the offer of power. The power slowly consumes Riku. It ends up leading Riku down a very dark path, and then we get the entire thing where we believe in the first game that Maleficent is the main villain. We got the whole round table of villains. We saw that weird guy in the cloak robe in the beginning, but we didn't really think much of him. And then we get to Maleficent, and she's like, yeah, I'm the big bad. I'm leading all these Disney villains. We squadding up. We got to take over the world. We got the 7 Princesses of Heart right here. Pull up. And then Ansem is just pulling strings in the background, one by one. He's taking over his shared pawn with Riku. Well, his shared pawn with Maleficent and Riku, he's taking over bit by bit, offering little bits of more power, a little bit more understanding, leading Riku to fall to him specifically because Ansem didn't have a body at that point. We didn't understand why he didn't have a body up to that point because it wasn't explained to us, but he got a body in Riku. We didn't know he was a disembodied heart. We thought he was a man in a robe. And the way he comes out and he possesses Riku for the most part, immediately. When you go to fight Riku in Hollow Bastion, that's Ansem. It's just that he's suppressed in the moment. And then when we finally get the reveal of Ansem, like, the full tall man with that buttery voice, you're just like, whoa, that's pretty epic. And then, I don't know, like, it's weird to discuss Ansem in this, like, disjointed format, because I feel like the most interesting thing that I have about Ansem is his relationship with another character in Riku. Because, like, honestly, all three of the Xehanorts are the most interesting. No, every single Xehanort, like, even Old Man Xehanort, they're all interesting when they're their own antagonists of their respective game. When they all come together in, like, Kingdom Hearts 3, they're vying for so much split screen time that doesn't really work in my favor. I don't know, I never really liked it all too much. But the good thing that works with Ansem all throughout, I'd say in the entirety of the series, is his relationship with Riku. How, one way or another, Ansem is an eternal part of Riku. He, as Riku's darkness, has molded itself after the first darkness that infected Riku all those years ago. And the fact that when he comes back in Chain of Memories and is haunting Riku, like, yes, tap into this dark power. Allow me to show you what really lies within your soul, Riku. And it forces Riku to go on this introspective journey about who he is and what he was and how worthy he is of a Keyblade, how worthy he is to be a Guardian of Light. I like how Ansem affects other characters, and I love his initial interest, the initial mystery that comes with him, the fact that he's a Heartless, but he's the one who created Heartless. According to the journal, it's a whole ton of little stuff that piles on top of one another to make Ansem a really interesting character, and I'm sliding him up to perfection because I have to do it. And my thing with Ansem that gets me even further is his conclusion. Like, and I don't mean his conclusion in Rechain of Memories where he's with Riku, or just Chain of Memories, I guess, where he's with Riku and he finally gets defeated, and technically every other bit of Ansem that we see until 3D Dreams Drop Distance is just Riku's darkness taking the form of Ansem. My interest with him is his conclusion in Kingdom Hearts 3, because it seems like he realized that he was wrong. And obviously that's difficult for someone like him to do, because he was one who vied for power, but that power that he wanted was never going to be his in the first place. By the end of the game, by the end of the series, he understood that he really wasn't fighting for himself. He may have become an individual person in a way, but he was always going to be a subordinate to his true self in Xehanort. And he's sort of happy to be defeated in the end, because he's just like, yes, I can see, you grew. Both you, Sora and Riku, you've grown a lot. And in a way, I'm kind of proud to be responsible for that. I like Ansem's conclusion a lot. I think Ansem's conclusion is great. Moving on to my young boy Xemnas. So Xemnas, my boy Xemnas be out here. So I like Xemnas more than I like Ansem, and the reason I like Xemnas more than I like Ansem is because while Ansem does have a really interesting character journey with Riku, the way Xemnas, the powerhouse, Xemnas is so cool on so many. I can't wait to like finally do some like Kingdom Hearts scaling and casually explain to everyone that Donald and Goofy can solo a whole ton of verses, including 7 Deadly Sins. I'm gonna drop that right here. If any of my 7 Deadly Sins fans are watching, y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy when I say that, but I'm just gonna leave that right here. That's gonna be a little Easter egg in the video. So if y'all hear about that, I want to see y'all in the comments below. But the great thing about Xemnas himself is, one, he's stupid powerful. Like, we knew Ansem was strong, right? But he was sort of leading a pack of Heartless. Like, they were threatening, of course, because they were destroying entire worlds just by eating at the core of the world. That's intimidating. But they never really had character. Ansem was really the only villain. Like, the one that had conscious thoughts and was doing things. What made Xemnas so intimidating from the moment he appeared was the fact that he was the leader of Organization 13. A whole group of powerful nobodies that on their own could give the trio of Sora, Donald, and Goofy a run for their money. On their own, they could do that. And yet Xemnas stood above them all. And what adds to that even more is I remember this scene in Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm pretty sure it's only in Final Mix, where Axel seems a bit rebellious, and Xemnas just raises his hand and is just like, you're gonna do what I say. And Axel, one of the stronger members of Organization 13, one of a warrior of warriors, you know, with a personality, with ability, with power in of himself. It's just like, whoa, so you're gonna turn me into a Dusk? And no, he doesn't even try to fight it. That's the thing. That's the thing that always gets me. He doesn't try to fight Xemnas. No one tries to fight Xemnas. Everyone looks up to Xemnas. So that just it hits different, right? Because like I said, you knew Ansem was strong, but Xemnas was so strong. He had the other strongest people in the world working under him. Like, they all shared the same goal technically, and I'll get into Xemnas and his good manipulative character later. But the sheer power of Xemnas is always highlighted. Like, realize, Xemnas until Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3 was like the most powerful enemy that any of them had faced. Because he to be fair, Xemnas reached the end game. He absorbed a good chunk of his fractured Kingdom Hearts. Ansem never got anywhere close to Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts opened up and said, yeah, I'm light, alright, and vaporized Ansem. But nah, Xemnas absorbed portions of Kingdom Hearts. He on his own without the portions of Kingdom Hearts was so ludicrously powerful that it required Riku and Sora to team up to even square off with him. And then he evolved even further with the power of Kingdom Hearts. It's just crazy to think about how physically strong he is. And like, Roxas, another one of the most powerful characters in the entire series, according to the creator of the series himself, even with his full potential unlocked, his full dual-wielding light and dark power potential, would still be second to Xemnas. Like, that's crazy to me. That is crazy. Xemnas was that strong, and he was a nobody. He didn't have a heart. And I mean, the whole mess of Dream Drop Distance and hearts get regrown. So who knows? Maybe he did. But in the moment, here's what I'm saying. In the moment, he didn't have a heart, and the heart, as Ansem was correct to a degree, the heart is the source of all power. He didn't even have that source of power. And on top of that, Nomura also said, when someone asked him, hey yo, Roxas is a nobody, he can wield Keyblades. Since Xemnas is Xehanort's nobody, where's his Keyblade at? And the fact that Nomura just said, oh, he probably can use it, yeah, you're right, but like, he just didn't feel like it. Like, hello? The Keyblade is the most powerful weapon in the entire verse, except for the true Keyblade itself. And Xemnas was just like, I don't really care though. Keyblade ain't nothing to me. Key who? Key who? Key what? Whack, bro. Who even cares about the Keyblade? Bro. The alpha nature of Xemnas just puts him up there for me. But then we get to Xemnas the character, right? Like, you know, I've been hyping him up, you know, he's super strong, you know how all that is. But the way Xemnas' voice, I can't do it. I can't even get remotely close to Xemnas' voice. I don't remember his voice actor's name in this moment. But yo, Xemnas' voice actor, the sheer authority that comes with his voice, and the way he plays to the fragility of the human mind by not having a heart himself, but remembering what it was like, and remembering and knowing how other people would vie for their hearts back. They would want that piece of them that they lost back. Everything that they would want. And all he needs to do is twist them the right way to work with him and work beneath him. The way Xemnas digs into characters, into their psychology, even in Dream Drop Distance, where he makes Sora question himself. Like, what makes you think that you aren't real? What makes you think that you are real? You could just be a copy of a copy of a copy. Your data can be transferred, removed, pulled, recreated over and over again. And the thing that's crazy about that is, while in the context of where Xemnas was saying that in the Tron world isn't necessarily applicable, Xemnas is right though, because Roxas is Sora, Xion is Sora, there is a Data Sora, there's another Data Sora, there are so many different versions of Sora that are all just him. And the way Xemnas just digs into characters' minds, the way he combines the power and the eloquence to mix together to create, honestly, such an ominous presence Like my boy out there. He is crazy strong. He's crazy smooth. His voice is amazing. His abilities are amazing too. Like, for nobody, my boy sure got a lot of attacks. Like, he literally pulled out an entire dragon just to flex. Like, how you gonna do that? How you gonna pull out an entire dragon just to show off? Just to show off. Like, there's no reason for him to do that. He has the armor, and I'll never live it down. The fact that he could have wielded the Keyblade, the most powerful weapon to ever be in the Kingdom Hearts verse, just didn't want to, because he was that OP, and he also just wanted to. The way I feel like he also did that. This is also just headcanon, to reinforce the lie that he was telling everyone. Like, to be fair, according to their own rules, Organization 13 is worthless, because none of them could collect hearts without Roxas. But yet they were gathered anyway. They served under Xemnas anyway, because he had the ability to manipulate them into believing that they would get their hearts back. He had the ability to manipulate them into believing that they had hope. And he also had the power to physically overpower them to make sure that they stayed beneath him. Bro, it's all great. It's all great. Like, hands down, I just like it. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. That's why Xemnas is a perfection for me. He honestly, outside of the big bearded goat man himself, Xehanort, I'd say Xemnas is like the best like villain of a main game that we got for Kingdom Hearts all around. Like, no joke, no hype. My boy be out there. Finally, let's get on to the young boy Xehanort, young Xehanort. I am Xehanort from the most distant past. Okay, let's get to this. So, I really like his design. It's a strange thing to note, but like, you can see elements of older Xehanort, obviously, because of their similar physical appearances, but you can also see elements of Xemnas and Ansem, which is strange, because technically that's a completely different body. But still, it's nice to see that the design overlaps, and I like how young Xehanort plays with time. Like, that always intrigued me. Time manipulation always intrigued me. I don't know why. It always does. And the way he does, the way that he plays to every last suspicion of Sora, Sora and Riku, he keeps showing up in their stories. He keeps manipulating them. He keeps pulling at the strings of their world to try and break them down fundamentally, to prepare Sora to be his final vessel. It's really, really interesting to watch, because the thing that gets me about young Xehanort is that he's not necessarily a mystery. Anyone actually playing the game knew he was young Xehanort off rip. Like, come on, look at his face. But when he shows up finally reveals himself as Xehanort from the most distant past, it's already too late for the characters in game. The stakes are already set. So now they needed to defeat young Xehanort. And the fact that young Xehanort, despite his youth, despite technically being a Xehanort, I'm not sure if this is the Xehanort. I think it has to be. But in Dream Drop Distance, it's implied that this Xehanort is actually the one that grew up on Destiny Islands before he went and became a Keyblade wielder. But he has access to a temporal Keyblade. So it's strange. I'm not sure. I need to play Dark Road. I'll admit, I haven't played Dark Road because I just don't like that style of game. And I'm waiting for all the story content to come out so I can catch up on that. But the way that young Xehanort is as a presence, the way how powerful he is, the way he manipulates time, I like all that a lot. I think all that's great. However, my issue is I don't think that young Xehanort came in too late. He had no feeling of autonomy. Like, the reasons I praise Ansem and Xemnas so much is because they were, despite being a heartless and a nobody, they were their own individual people. By pure chance, they grew into their own antagonists. And while it may have been a lie and it may have all been to support Xehanort in the end, they had that fake autonomy. They had that glass screen before them. But young Xehanort doesn't have that. Like, and it's extremely well explained. I didn't even talk about Zemesis' conclusion, why I think he's fantastic in that too. But another thing I like about Zemesis' conclusion, back to Zemesis real quick, is that the first thing he feels is loneliness because he did it all for something that he didn't truly care about. I like that. But Xehanort, young Xehanort, as funny as it is in the moment, like, I don't care, my older self is still gonna win, bye. It just shows how like hollow his character is, because he doesn't necessarily have one. He doesn't have any good ties into any of the main trio or any of the main characters. He's sort of just there the entire time. He's really the last stepping stone for Big Papa Xehanort, and that's okay, I guess, but I don't really go with it. I don't know. I still think he's great, though, for all the other reasons I mentioned. He's powerful, he has interesting time manipulation. I think his story portrayal is interesting enough. I just don't think he has any of the true character depth that can push him into perfection and not divinity. Can't do all that. So, I think I'm done with the Xehanort family. So, let me see. If I were to consider something, who's the trio I should assess next? Actually, you know what? I'll get these couple people out of the way. I'm gonna slap every last one of the foretellers in meh. And you may be like, why? Why are you slapping them all in meh? And to answer your question, which does have a lot of foundation, you know, they're really, really important story-wise, because, you know, they're the whole reason the ancient Keyblade War happened, and that led to all the modern events. None of their characters are interesting to me. Like, I thought when I saw Gila's design, and I thought when I started to hear of Ava's story, that they become more interesting to me. But they aren't. They're much more character holes. They're necessities. They're necessities in the same sense that Terra, Ventus, and Aqua are necessities, but Terra, Ventus, and Aqua actually have characters and character struggles and character flaws and progression and stuff like that. I don't see much of that with any of them, and if I were to rank them, I like Envy the most because she seems to be the most logical. I even like Aced because he even seems pretty logical towards the end. So they do have some character growth, I suppose, but it's just they blindly follow their master, and I understand that because the Master of Masters is the most powerful being ever powerful. But they have no, except for Aced and even Envy to a degree, they have no autonomy. Again, they just serve their roles. And, you know, I guess that makes sense because, you know, they're supposed to be serving their roles as the descendants. Not as the descendants, as the Keyblade wielders of their respective unions and causing the Keyblade War just as the Master of Masters wanted it. But since they have that, they have nothing that they can do on their own. It's the same issue I find with young Xehanort, but these five have nothing interesting to them. I can't talk about them. Like, I could say, not even sure what Gila did other than want to go get the Master of Masters and to fail. Ava created the Dandelions, which saved the new world, I guess. But okay, that's about it. I even forget his name. What was his name? Leader of the Unicornus Union. Darn, I'll come back to you, man. Aced, I actually like Aced. I don't know. I feel like he's a dumb brute like Terra, but it works out better. It works out for him specifically because of what he does. In the end, the way he gains a sense of autonomy is just like, you know, I'm going to stop the Keyblade War myself because I kind of don't want the world to fall to darkness. And I like that. The only thing is, I don't... Once again, just that's it. It's so little. We get so little of their characters. Same with Envy. I think Envy is nice. I like her design, and I like her mostly degree of common sense, but that's about it. And Ira, that's his name. That's his name. His name's Ira. I don't know, he's flat. He's very, very flat. He's very much the stoic. Like, she reminds me, what's her name? Why am I so bad with their names right now? Ava reminds me of Kairi. Ira reminds me of Riku. Aced reminds me of Terra. Envy reminds me of Aqua. And Gila reminds me almost of Sora/Ventus. But since I have all those characters done better, why would I care about these five? Oh wait, I don't. So we're good to go. Fantastic. Moving on. who's the trio or the group? I guess you know what? Since I mentioned the duo loosely, I'm gonna put Master of Masters in OK, and I'm gonna put my boy Xigbar / Luxu in Divinity. Let me address the quick one real quick. Okay, so the Master of Masters, he has really great personality. Don't like how he kind of wants the world to fall of darkness, though. Don't like how he made a box, and that's the only thing that's holding the series' interest right now. Don't like a lot of the stuff he did. I think he's cool, though. I like his personality in the 3-hour movie. But that's about it. I don't know much about the Master of Masters to discuss with him. I can see he's still alive, because he's the one who, as the picture shows, cupped his fingers around the moon to make Kingdom Hearts in Shibuya. So that's cool, I guess. And I can't wait to see what he does, but considering I'm on the wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 and I have very little of his character to go off of, I have nothing I can talk about. So that's really it. I have no idea what to do when it comes to the Master of Masters. I don't know, like, there's not much to talk about when it comes to him. That's my issue with him. Now, but I think he's okay because of his personality and what he did and how important he is. Now, Luxu, or Xigbar, or Braig. I like this man. I like this man a lot. He's in Divinity. You know why he's in Divinity? Because they manipulated everyone. Like, okay, he did what Black Zetsu did in Naruto, but better. Like, way better. Because he actually has an interesting personality. And he's actually decently powerful. And he's actually, like, Xigbar's fire. I don't know what to say. Like, ever since I was introduced to him in Kingdom Hearts 2, I liked him a lot. Like, the amount of times I randomly do something and like need to go refill it or need to go do something, I'll go, time to reload. And now is that because I may have played him one too many times in the Garden of Assemblage to get defense ups, because he was the easiest way to grind those, because I wanted to fight the Lingering Will without dying immediately? Yes. However, I still think Xigbar is cool, because the way because of course hindsight's 2020. So, oh wow, he's Luxu. So now you can look back at all those scenes and say, oh wait, yeah, he did have his own plans. He does do his own thing. But what I like so much about Xigbar, the character, is how manipulative he is. Like, he plays what it looks like he plays directly into Xehanort's hands. Like, oh look, there's this lackey who wants the Keyblade just like everyone else wants the Keyblade, because the Keyblade's so strong, even though like every single character sitting on here has a Keyblade. Like, I'd say half the characters, after we went from Kingdom Hearts 1, there only being 2 to like, actually 3, including the Key of Hearts, but 3 to like 30. But, and there's a whole union of Keyblade wielders, but he seems to come off like that in Birth by Sleep. Like some poor fool that was bamboozled by Xehanort. Only for it to be revealed that the poor fool was Xehanort. I love that. I like those flips, because by telling us that the Master of Masters gave him a mission, it was to watch and protect that box. That was his only goal that he had to fulfill. And the way he does that is implied. We never see his original face. At least I don't think we have. Who knows? Maybe a new update came out for the mobile game. Just give me a Kingdom Hearts game. I feel like if I had an actual Kingdom Hearts game that was like Kingdom Hearts Key, or Kingdom Hearts New Key, or Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, I would actually play it. But I'm not gonna play a mobile game. I'm sorry. I know I should, and I may be called a fake Kingdom Hearts fan for that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. Back to my point. By having it be that we never see Luxu's face, so we're obviously wondering who he is, but it's also the Keyblade War times was the time of fairy tales, and that means that Luxu's been around for a long time. Like Luxu himself, he's not like Ventus, where some weird situation happened where he lost all his memories of the previous time and now lives in the current world. He's not like the foretellers, who have been brought to the present by Luxu somehow at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. He's not like any of the other characters who have ties to the ancient past, but just happen to have forgotten them, or at least appear to have forgotten them. He remembers everything. He's the true orchestrator. And the way the way that works, and the way how he plays into this weaker role, like, oh yeah, I'm second fiddle to Xemnas, when technically, with how powerful he should be, especially since he's the true official wielder of No Name. Like, he's the one that wields No Name. He would probably, if he truly went all out, he would probably slap just about every single character. Like, except for maybe Kingdom Hearts fueled Xehanort and Kingdom Hearts fueled Xemnas. He'd probably slap Sora. Sora, because he fought Kingdom Hearts fueled Xehanort. He probably couldn't slap Donald and Goofy, though. But the way that Xigbar retroactively is given this state of power, the way that Xigbar retroactively is given this intrigue that makes you wonder, whoa. So all those little scenes, all those strange events where Xigbar seemed to be a little bit too in the know, a little bit too comfortable with the way things are going. Like he knew that it was all going to happen because he orchestrated it that way. Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh, I like it. I like it so much. That's why he's in Divinity. He's such a cold, manipulative presence. And the fact that it's implied, that's the thing. We don't see it, but we know Luxu stole some bodies. We know that it's probably, like I said, haven't played Dark Road, so I don't know. But since we know that Luxu, aka Xigbar, was the original wielder of No Name, it's likely that Xigbar was Xehanort's master of the Keyblade. Xehanort and Eraqus's Keyblade master. Except he probably died, in quotation marks, but actually transferred his heart to another body. And maybe another body after that to inhabit Braig. And he ended up flipping the script on Xehanort, who thought he was the wisest, who thought he knew everything about the world and was going to learn more. The way he flipped the script, or likely flipped the script on Xehanort, since Luxu passed his Keyblade to Xehanort. Ooh, that's good. And even just Xigbar himself, I like his fighting style. The teleporting, I love teleporting. It's cool to me. And the way he fires off, and the time to reload, everything, I like him a lot. Seriously, Divinity, like, hands down. I can't praise Xigbar / Braig / Luxu enough. Oh boy, out there. I'm gonna have to get on them. Actually, you know what? I won't get on. Okay, Cheeriothy is going into why do you exist as purely a meme. I don't know. I find his design whack. And I think he's weird. But that's it. Like, I don't know. Brain. You can go there. Let me see. Ephemer. I'm gonna gently put them here for now. Cerutzlia, yeah, I'm just gonna gently put all y'all Kingdom Hearts key characters right there. They're going in there for the meme because I don't like the games they're in. And Ephemer, you get put up in meh because you've had that moment in Kingdom Hearts 3. But like, that's the thing. Their medium that they were conveyed to me is what lowers them so drastically. If I actually played a game with them, then maybe I'd probably like them a whole lot more. I'm probably not Cerutzlia. Cerutzlia just existed to die. That's all she really existed for. I can't give anything to Cerutzlia. Ephemer, I give something to Ephemer. He's like the new pseudo leader of the new Union. Same with Brain. Yeah, but that's Ven and Lorian, so I'll let that be. Yeah, that's really it for them. I don't know. Nothing about Kingdom Hearts Key, except for what it did with Luxu / Braig / Xehanort. No, it's not / Xehanort. Luxu / Braig / Xigbar. That's the only thing that I really like that's come out of Kingdom Hearts Key so far. That's about it. You know what? Let me see. Who am I about to address? Let's address the we're here to be here characters. Now, Luxord was a fake out. Or Luxord. I'm calling him Luxord. I don't care if y'all yell at me for pronouncing it wrong. Luxord's a fake out. I mean, I'm talking about in the Remind sense, because nothing came of it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I need to replay or rewatch, rewind or something, because I don't remind. I don't think anything ever came of that scene of him questioning Lucy about the box and who he truly was and who he truly is. Nothing's come of it yet, as far as I know. So I'm just gonna leave him there, and okay, because I like his, once again, I like his time motif. I don't like his fights. I don't think his fights are fun, because it's just a whole gimmick. But I understand sometimes you have to hold that L when it comes to that. And I think his design's pretty cool. I like his card gimmick. I think he's okay. I liked him. I mean, he was okay in comparison to the Caribbean 2. That's the thing. He was just okay. Actually, you know what? Zolden. I really like him in the Beauty and the Beast world. And shockingly enough, I really enjoy his fight. Because, I don't know, I think it's cool. I like flying. I like everything about Zolden aesthetically. I think he has a really solid design. I like the dreads he has when he's Zolden and not... What even is your name? I know Vexen's name is Evan. I know Lexaeus is Alias. I don't know what Luxor's real name is. I know Lorium. I know Elrena. Why am I blanking on your name, Zolden? Why am I blanking on Zolden's name? Hold on, one second. I need to look this up. Oh, how professional. I need to look this up because I want to know Zolden's real name. Zolden. Why am I like on any other day? Zolden. Yep. What's your actual name? I need your actual name real quick. Dylan. That's it. Why did I forget Dylan? That's such an easy name to remember. When he becomes Dylan, he just becomes worthless. I like him way more when he was a nobody. That's really it. I think he's at the top of okay for that because I got something out of him. More than the Master of Masters even. Yeah, I said it. Same thing with Lexaeus. I find his power level stick funny. The pure power thing. But once again, he kind of gets wrecked by Riku and that's it. Then he becomes useless again. I don't know. Nothing about him really gets me. I think Zexion or Ienzo is also okay. He's important enough. Like, he helps guide Riku along his development in Reverse Rebirth of Chain of Memories, and he helps Evan make the body for Naminé. I do believe it was Naminé's body that he ended up making the replica for, and that's nice. But that's about it. Like, he's strong, but I don't. He only gets put above Zolden because I don't necessarily vibe with his aesthetic. I mean, his book thing is okay. But I put him up there because of what he's done story-wise. These other three fall apart because of their lack of involvement story-wise. There's that. Let me see. Who shall I tackle next? You know what? Let's tackle the Misfit duo. Actually, let's tackle the Misfit trio. Demyx, for the meme. You're going in great, my boy. Larxene, ooh, she's going in perfection. You know what? I'll even put Marluxia in perfection. Now, I guess I'll address Demyx first since he's the lowest. I like his personality. He's really laid back. He's shockingly powerful. He's the first person to introduce revenge values into the actual fighting part of Kingdom Hearts. That's really good. I think water manipulation is cool. I like music, so him playing a sitar helps. The way he ends up bringing the body for Roxas, I do believe, he ends up bringing that along. I like all that. I think it's really good. I think Xemnas is... Why did I say Xemnas? Hello? Demyx, or whatever. Did they ever reveal his real name? Was it Medi? I know he's also somehow part of the Time 3... I'm thinking 3,000 years ago because of Seven Deadly Sins. No, he's part of the time of the Keyblade War 2. That was implied as well, but I don't know. I don't think that's been revealed yet, and not the biggest fan of all that stuff anyway. So, I think Xemnas is... I keep saying Xemnas. I think Demyx is cool. I don't have much to say about him. He doesn't have much character to talk about other than that he's laid back. That's really it. Now, to get into Marluxia. I like Marluxia a lot. Now, why do I like Marluxia so much? You may be wondering. So, I like Marluxia a lot because he gives off those same Xemnas vibes. I guess it's appropriate considering he is truly the main antagonist of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So, it should make sense that he would give off Xemnas vibes, but He gives off Xemnas vibes that make me uncomfortable. Like, Xemnas gives off vibes that I know everything about you and everything there ever will be to know about you. I know your past, present, and future, and I will manipulate it all for myself. While Marluxia gives me the vibes of, I watch you when you sleep. And it's two very different, yet two very similar vibes that fit very well for a main villain. Like, Marluxia has this presence to him. And obviously, you know, the Reaper, the whole scythe he wields, like, everyone gets on him for, oh, Flower Boy. But, nah, my boy out here. Like, truly, he pulled up with a whole scythe and, like, the is it rose petals or is it sakura flowers? No, like the sakura petal. I'm not sure. But I know one of them symbolizes death. So the fact that Marluxia off rips has this aura of death about him, like, all that, ooh, that's juicy. The way he carries himself as, once again, like Xemnas, like this great manipulator. Like, he knows how to play to anyone and everyone, and how he's gonna manipulate them, and how, in a way, he manipulates Larxene. In a way, he manipulates the entirety of the organization that came with him to Castle Oblivion to rebel. The way he ends up manipulating Sora through Naminé. All those little things that Marluxia does in just one game, shockingly enough. Because honestly, he falls off after that in Kingdom Hearts 3, but I like the aura of death that surrounds him in terms of his past with Serethia, and that's his sister, and that she got killed. That's decent. But once again, we don't know so much about him in the past, because Kingdom Hearts Keys comes out at such an abysmal rate that you really just have nothing to do with that. But Marluxia, just in Chain of Memories, I feel like he brought the best out of Sora, and I mean this in a way that he didn't bring the best power-wise out of Sora, but he brought the best character-wise out of Sora. He broke Sora down mentally. Like, Sora is, I'm going to get to him when I get to him, but Sora is a flat character. Not in the sense that he's flat and he's boring, though sometimes he is, but he's flat in the sense that he doesn't really get affected by the world around him. He more so affects the world around him. Except Marluxia? Nah, Marluxia didn't play. He ripped Sora's anger out of him. He ripped a side of Sora that I wish we saw more of, especially in like Kingdom Hearts 3 or Kingdom Hearts 2. I wanted much more of this visceral Sora that Marluxia rips out of him, because he's torturing Sora. He tortures Naminé, he tortures Sora, he tortures Sora, Donald, and Goofy. He takes their memories, turns them into car. He breaks all these characters down, not to the same degree as Sora and Naminé in the case of Donald and Goofy, but he does it in such a way that is so intimidating. Marluxia has the presence to him. He's powerful enough because, you know, despite being number 12, he's either 12 or 11, but despite being that number, he's extremely powerful. He's able to fight with Axel, though he does admittedly get Sora to run Axel's fade when he threatens that, oh no, Axel's trying to hurt Naminé. And I like that. I just love the manipulation that Marluxia dives into when it comes to Chain of Memories. I like all that. And I like how he pushes Sora to ways that we had never seen Sora up to that point and haven't seen Sora since. I like it when a villain truly affects our main character fundamentally, psychologically. I really like that. So I think Marluxia definitely gets up there, and I'm gonna slide him above Larxene as much as I like Larxene. Before Larxene, yo, the woman who voices Larxene, props. The vitriol that comes from this woman, the torture that she inflicts, the confidence, the torture, like, Larxene has a presence. I keep using the word presence, and you're like, man, pencil, figure out another word than presence. I don't know. I'm just that guy. I'm not that guy with a dictionary. I'm that guy with a pencil. So leave me be. I'm gonna keep using the word presence till I can't say presence no more. But the presence that Larxene has is, you wouldn't think that it should be intimidating, because she's, outside of like Roxas and Xion, is the smallest organization member. She has the smallest weapons out of any of the organization members. She doesn't seem like she would be one of those top dog threats. I think she understands that too. Like, she knows If she really wanted to run a fade with Axel, Axel would probably run her fade. If she really wanted to run a fade with Xemnas, Xemnas would definitely run her fade. Even in the new organization, if she really wanted to run a fade with True Xehanort, she was not pulling up on True Xehanort. But she took her little niche of being like, oh, I'm still a member of Organization 13, come catch this work. And she gave out that work. That's good. Because she also brings a side out of Sora. Like she breaks Sora mentally. Like, yo, you really forgot Naminé? What kind of hero are you? How fake are you? Wow, you're horrible. You are such a nasty brute. And like the rage that she rips out of Sora, the fact that Donald and Goofy are just like, whoa, bro, don't let her words get you like that. And Sora's like, I'm gonna get this Keyblade upside her head. She needs to die. Like the things that Larxene rips out of Sora and Chain of Memories are cool, amazing, memorable. Her voice actor, fantastic. Her presence, amazing. Electricity, cool. Throwing knives, amazing. Cloning, everything Larxene does is fire, and I have to respect that. There ain't nothing I can do but put some respect on her name, because it's Larxene, and Larxene maybe a bit Larxmean. I'm so sorry. I need to stop. I need to stop. I'm so sorry. I gotta stop making puns. But Larxene, perfection, bro. Great design, great abilities, great presence, great story, everything. What trio am I moving on to next? You know what? Let's hit the Lost trio real quick. I low-key mentioned Naminé. Naminé gets you up there in perfection. Yo, Riku, Replica, get yourself down in Meh. Yes. Nah, I'll put you on the top of Meh. And where are you? Yo, Vanitas, my boy, out here, great and vibing. Alright, so let me talk about Riku Replica. Why I put him in Meh. Even after Kingdom Hearts 3, like Riku Replica got a whole ton of I can't put him in Meh. See, like I want to do it for the meme, but I'll slide him up at the bottom of great. So Riku Replica is just that. He's a replica of Riku. However, just like in the way that Xemnas and Ansem are replicas of Xehanort, or to a degree, you know, they're parts of Xehanort, Riku Replica developed this. He had such a character crisis about what he was, how he existed, what he should be, and how he wanted to destroy the original Riku to protect Naminé through all these fake memories and messages that were planted in his head, and how it literally breaks. Like the fact that Naminé literally snaps his heart because he was becoming a threat. And the way he breaks down and ultimately wants Riku to kill him, or to kill Riku, because there can only be one. Wow. Like, yo, why does Chain of Memories have some of the best character writing out of like the entire series? That's crazy. It's like I'm only putting it into perspective now, but the way his conclusion ends with that is really, really solid. And then like he comes back in Kingdom Hearts 3, and the way he still believes, oh yeah, there can only be one Riku, but in a different way. Like he doesn't want to die himself. He wants to still help Naminé despite all the fake memories that he has from her. He's still tied to her. I think all of that really, really great, really, really solid. I like Riku Replica a lot. It's just that he's he's Riku, but lesser. That's why I say he's only great. Vanitas. He's great, but he runs into the same problem that young Xehanort runs into, that he has no autonomy, like at all. He gets a little bit of it when he starts calling Ventus his brother in Kingdom Hearts 3. But honestly, once again, it comes to his conclusion. He mocks him, like, and it right. King K, he was doing a Kingdom Hearts 3 discussion with a whole bunch of his friends. I remember listening to that, and they all laughed at Vanitas' conclusion. I was just like, yeah, y'all suck, I'm out. And like I laughed at it too, because it was funny. But then it makes you realize, oh yeah, Vanitas doesn't really have any other purpose but to be a slight obstacle. He doesn't really have any character autonomy, and that's why he falls into great and not anything higher. Because I like his design. I like how, honestly, I kind of like how a lot of the darkness-based characters have a lot of the same outfit, because he has the same outfit as Riku and Riku Replica when they're diving into darkness, and even Dark Aqua has a very similar outfit to what they wear. I think that's nice. I think his design is cool. I think his Keyblade is amazing. I love the chains. Like, it implies so much, and it matches Vanitas' character so well, since it's so chaotic yet intimidating. So I like that. I do like a lot of his character interactions with a lot of the Keyblade wielder trio. I'm not sure what do people call them. Shoot, I know Destiny Trio, the Lost Trio, and Destiny Trio, Lost Trio. I don't know what people call Roxas, Shion, and Axel. I'm gonna call them the Organization Trio and the Lost Trio. What do people call? Questions for later, because I don't remember what they call Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. I don't. That's weird. I feel like I should know that. Wayfinder? That's it. The Wayfinder Trio. The Wayfinder Trio. There we go. I like it. I like Venus's interactions with a lot of them. I think that's very, very good. But it's that's it. Like, he has good character interactions. He has interesting powers. I like that he created the Unversed, but he doesn't have any real character in unto himself that makes him go above green. Like I said, he runs the same problem that young Xehanort has, where he's just a servant, he's a lackey, and that's it. And unlike the other lackeys like Ansem and Xemnas, who developed something on their own with other characters, Vanitas sort of just stayed an obstacle and stopped there. And that's about it. Now Naminé. That's right, you're right behind Xemnas in perfection. Because I like Naminé a lot. Because she also had to go through some mental struggles in Chain of Memories and beyond. Because that's the thing. That's the tap on the head. She got the double whammy of being not only used and abused by Marluxia and the organization members that were there in Castle Oblivion in Re-Chain of Memories, but since she had to fix Sora's memories, I think it's stupid. I think the reasoning that she couldn't be remembered is stupid, but the consequence of that and how Naminé did all that because she was so lonely and she didn't have anyone. Like, at least Roxas, when he was born, was immediately taken in by Xemnas. Sure, it wasn't the best place for him to go, but no, he had connection. He had people, and through Shion and Axel, Roxas got people that cared about him. But Naminé never had that. She was instantly taken under, and there was no false pretenses of him being a savior, no false pretenses of her being something that could help. She was just a tool. A lonely tool that wanted friends, that wanted Sora. Because some part of her, the part of her that was Sora, because she was born of Sora, and the part of her that was Kairi that also cared for Sora, she wanted him, but she knew she couldn't have him because of Kairi, because she was a nobody. She had nothing and was entitled to nothing, because honestly, as Diz himself says, you don't even exist. So what do you deserve? It's that sad tragedy that Naminé has. That's like, whew, that's impactful. And the way that she ends up still restoring Sora's memories after it all, even though she knows she'll be forgotten, she'll be left alone, and that she's going to be left with people that won't really care about her. Except for Riku later on. I like all that. It's super sad, but I can praise that. How she went through it anyway. When honestly, she could have just wiped Sora's mind. Not allowed him to remember Kairi. Could have what she wanted, but I think she knew that it wouldn't be real. And she was happy that Sora accepted her, but also knew that Sora wouldn't remember her, and that was necessary. I think that's great. It's a sad story, and I'm glad she got her end. I wish she had more in Kingdom Hearts 3, even in Remind. But I still think her story through Chain of Memories and in Kingdom Hearts 2, really, really good. Like all that. Perfection. Really, really, really good. That's the Lost Trio. Who am I moving on to? Let us go with... Oh, Fam Rex, get him. Why do you exist, boy? You ain't got nothing established about you yet. I'll leave you right there, and why do you exist? At the bottom, too, because I don't know nothing about you. Let's get a Hainer Pence and all that. Okay. And okay. No, you're great. No, you're Divinity, because you went to kick Ansem. Not kidding. Y'all slide and do okay. The Twilight Town Trio, really nice. They're nice little characters. I'm honestly kind of shocked that they aren't like Final Fantasy characters, to be real, if I'm being real with you. Because Lore didn't have to do that. I mean, sure, he made Twilight Town up himself, but he made Traverse Town up too. He just filled those up with Final Fantasy references, and these are all original characters. Do they have much character to them? No. They're just a group of teenage kids that got wrapped up in this big multiversal mess that is the Kingdom Hearts plot. I think that's cool enough. That's really it. They're all okay. I like them. That's fun. That's fine. And I like the effect that they have on Roxas inadvertently, and the effect they have on Sora as a byproduct of having an effect on Roxas. Is it time to finally talk about them? Actually, no. We'll get these boys out of the way. I think Vexen is great, or Evan, whatever you want to call him. I also think Saïx is great. Saïx or Ice, whichever you want to call him. And the reason I think they're both great is for very different reasons. Vexen wasn't going to be great if it wasn't for Kingdom Hearts 3. If we were going off Chain of Memories Vexen, despite how much he had done, he's the reason Xion even exists. I like Xion a lot. You'll see. The reason that he goes in great is because he wanted some redemption. Like, he was a mole in the new organization, the true Organization 13, because he wanted to atone for every wrong he had made. And that is nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Because, admittedly, like, Xehanort gets it towards the end, but it's very, very fake, and I don't really like it. You'll see when I talk about Xehanort. But the way Vexen or Evan has to work for his atonement, he reconciles with his master, Ansem the Wise, and tries to fix every single mistake he made, and by helping all these people that he accidentally created or accidentally hurt, remake them, give them bodies, all that stuff. I really, really like Vexen for that. I think he's great on that front. Do I think his fights are good? No. I don't think his fights are good. I like Ice. I just don't like how he uses Ice in a purely defensive form and then occasionally attacks with it. I don't think that's very good. But I think his character in himself is great. Same with Aiza. I think Aiza has a really solid function as a foil to Axel, which is very obvious. Of course he's the foil to Axel. They're both the childhood friends. They're the Riku and Sora of Radiant Garden, where Aiza was the Riku who fell, but he was the Riku who fell and honestly never got back up. Because Riku had the fortunate opportunity to rise back up again, but Aiza never got that. Lee wasn't Sora. He couldn't save Aiza from what he had fallen to. They had drifted apart in the organization, and Saïx missed that, and parts of him were wondering, like, the memories that they had. This is brought up in 365 Days Over 2. It's brought up there where Aiza's wondering, or Saïx technically at that point was wondering, do the memories of the old days mean nothing to you? But honestly, Axel's answer in that moment, and the answer that he didn't even need to receive, should be yes, because they don't have hearts. That's what they're vying to get back, right? That's what they want. So yes, the memory should mean nothing to them. It's just the basis of how they interact, and the way he ends up fundamentally tearing down people like Roxas and Xion and Axel, and tries to be this second-hand man to Xemnas because he believes that by doing that, by serving Xemnas so loyally, that he will get his heart back and he will have everything he deserves and wants. And the way he falls for it, and he falls again in Kingdom Hearts 3 and is forced to be saved once again. And then finally he gets his Riku moment where he comes back to the light. I think it's good. I think it's really, really, really good. I like him a lot. I think he's great. And I like his Berserker reference. Despite being such a calm and normally ordered and strict person, he has this Berserker mode, which truly represents him as a character. He's really supposed to be this calm, well-organized, well-understanding being, but due to the turmoil of his heart, or his lack of one, it drives him crazy into this weird Berserker state that pushes him beyond anything that he could ever imagine. You know what? I think, yeah. You go to the top of great. The only reason he is an imperfection is because I'm not the biggest fan of his aesthetic. I mean, his physical design. I like the moon. powers and the berserk thing. I even like his claymore, but that's about it. Now let's talk about Diz. Andor, Ansem the Wise. Andor, a really cool character. So I like his development, because you think there wouldn't be development, but the way he grows to, the way he starts off as this mysterious figure that's here to help Riku and guide Riku along is interesting at first, because you're just like, whoa, okay, so he's here to help Riku, so he should be a good guy. But then you get him in Kingdom Hearts 2 where he's laughing at the idea of, wow, you're nothing more than a witch. Now shut up and do your job and restore Sora already. Ooh, biting edge. That's strange, but wasn't he a helpful guy? And the way he's just slowly pushed on, and the way that it comes to be, the way that Ansem ends up revealing himself as, well, no, what Ansem was, he was kind of just this nicer old man. He took in Terranort because he saw that Terranort was a person who needed help, and he was willing to help. That was what he was there for, or so he thought. And the way the bitterness of having his name stolen, his assistance stolen, his research stolen by this vitriolic being known as Xehanort, that overtook him, took everything he ever worked for, and the way it turned him into Diz, this monster of a human being, that was honestly more heartless than any of the Heartless we had seen up to that point, is amazing. And the way he ends up realizing his true mistake by the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, and how, really, I know logically it could be like, he should have been able to turn off that machine or run away with everyone else, but the way he indirectly or directly, who knows, atoned for his sins by freeing Riku of his dark form, a form that he pushed him to by destroying Naminé, by destroying Roxas, by destroying Riku, using them all to his own ends, and sends himself into the realm of darkness. It's all good. It's all really, really, really good. I like that a lot. And the way he comes back in the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 to retake his place as the leader and to atone for his sins even more. It's really, really, you know what? I'm gonna slide you above Larxene. I'm gonna slide you above Larxene in perfection. I like Diz / Ansem a lot. I think he's perfection. He's really, really good. Like, I know a lot of people meme about Kingdom Hearts, like, it makes no sense, but like, the reason I love Kingdom Hearts so much really is the characters and the character interactions. That's where this series, 12 out of 10, chef's kiss quality. You know what? Before I get into, the main three trios, let me address Eraqus. You're okay. We don't get enough of Eraqus. I'm really addressing the duo, so I'm gonna do that right now. Eraqus, you're going in okay, because you had, I guess, enough utility. You taught everyone. There's new development going on for you in Dark Road right now. Don't know enough about it. Don't care enough about it. I'll wait for all the story to drop, and then I'll just go figure that out later. But the way you flipped on your own kid, and like, we're willing to kill Terra and Ventus instead of like trying to talk it out, that was a bit whack, not gonna lie. Come on now, you're a warrior of light, but instead of like trying to be logical with your people, you want to just kill them outright. Okay, that's a bit sus. Yeah, I don't know. Eraqus is just okay, and like, they try to give him some redemption, like, oh, you planned all this, oh, you sly fox, Eraqus, as Xehanort says at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Eraqus ain't no sly fox. My boy died. Sure, he may have invaded Terra's heart to live on, but his death wasn't necessary, and it was based off a dumb mistake of him trusting one too many people too many times. Like, he gave Xehanort a second chance after Xehanort scarred his face, but he didn't give the equivalent of his own two sons second chances. Like, come on now, Eraqus, that's a bit whack. But you're still okay, though. You're still okay. Now, Xehanort, the big bad goatee himself. Big ups to my boy Leonard Nimoy, who I miss his Xehanort voice so much. Though I understand he passed away. Big respect to him. He did a fantastic voice for Xehanort. Really set the tone of what Xehanort was. This very, because that's the thing. You look at him and you're just like, oh man, that guy has to be evil. That's what a lot of people get on everyone for. But what I like about Xehanort so much and why he's up in Divinity is the fact that he has, I'm gonna say it again, he has a presence to him. And this presence is so clear cut and direct. He seems evil, he seems intimidating off rip, so like, why didn't everyone figure it out? But it's because of his stature and his status. He's a Keyblade master who still wields a Keyblade. Because that's the thing. Your people will be like, well, Yen Sid was a master. Yeah, but he still doesn't go out there and fight. He still doesn't travel the worlds. He doesn't do all that. But Xehanort is a reputable source. One of the only 2 Keyblade masters in existence that we knew of at the time of Birth by Sleep. He's the only ones that we ever really meet in terms of Keyblade masters, unless you want to count the 5 union leaders and the masters himself, and I guess Lushu. But at the time of Birth by Sleep, yeah, he was one of the 2 overseeing heads of the entire Keyblade world. And it makes sense that he would be so respected and trusted and be so legitimately powerful and looked up to, because imagine you were specializing in this one thing that was super rare, and the one of the 2 masters in it just happened to be a little bit intimidating. Then you'd be like, oh yeah, okay, he may be a bit scary, but I gotta respect it. And that's why I like Xehanort a lot. He uses his status to further his plans by using Terra as a new vessel, by manipulating Ventus and Vanitas into becoming the Keyblade that he could wield, by manipulating Aqua. Well, no, he didn't really manipulate Aqua. He kind of just fell. He was lucky enough that Aqua cared for Terra's body enough that she didn't just let him fall into the realm of darkness. Xehanort has this cognitive presence to him that just makes you be like, yeah, Xehanort. Ooh, that boy's strong. Ooh, that boy's intimidating. Ooh, that boy's smart. Because before the Lushu twist happened, Xehanort was the mighty orchestrator of everything. He pulled every last string in the book for every single page of that book to turn. That's amazing. I like it. I know he was faked out by Lushu, and that should devalue Xehanort, right? But Lushu gets the brownie points after the fact. Xehanort was there from day 1. Since your Birth by Sleep days all the way up to your Kingdom Hearts 3, where he is wielding the Keyblade himself. All that, great. The way he manipulates characters, fantastic. Both of his voices, fantastic. His design, amazing. The way he fits with No Name so much, like the No Name works with him so well, because he's a body hopping, body stealing, 13 vessel wielding madman who did it all to restore balance of the world in the end. I don't like I think I had gone into this in a previous video. I don't like Xehanort's retcon motivation and the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 to restore balance to the world, and he was the only one who was able to do it. I very much preferred his, oh yeah, I'm doing it because I want to see what happens. I'm doing another Keyblade board because I want to see what happens. I'm doing this all for the science of it. I want to know personally. I like that a lot, and I'm gonna stick with that as his initial motivation because I prefer it a lot more to his new motivation. I think all around Xehanort is and just the character action he takes. The fact that he ruined so many characters' lives and then gets away with it in the end is kind of funny. It's sad, but it's funny. I like it a lot. Xehanort Divinity. I gotta make videos. I gotta make videos on all these individual characters because I don't want to sit down here and talk for forever, though I easily could. You know what? We're gonna go with this trio first. So I gotta put Roxas up there. I gotta put Axel up there. I gotta put Axel. I gotta put Xion up there. I gotta put Xion up. Okay. I'm about to do this. How I'm about to do this. So I'll be real. I only thought of talking about this in trios because of this trio. Like my favorite trio. Hands down, out of all of them. Like, I may like some characters better than some characters. Like, I may like Riku better, or I may like Sora better in some sense. But in terms of trio, the most solid trio. The organization trio. Let's hit up Axel real quick. Axel's great. Fantastic voice actor. Quentin Flynn, bro, fire, like actually fire on the track. I see why they made you Axel, because your voice is flames. The Axel's design, amazing. Axel's weapons, the chakrams, amazing. The fact that he got a Keyblade, whack. Well, I say that. Did I just verbalize that? Why couldn't they let him keep his chakrams? His chakrams are way cooler and way more unique. Why'd you have to give him a Keyblade, bro? But everything about Axel is great. It's not great. It's perfection. It's perfection because the way he's introduced in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories as this mysterious figure that's kind of like, he's kind of like playing with Sora. He's vibing like, yeah, Sora. Oh, wow, good job. You did beat me this time. Yay, fantastic. Sora, you ain't nothing. The way he realized Axel never died, or Axel was never erased or like sent back. Axel had to off himself to truly be defeated. Like that. Now that's good. That's good because, to be fair, Axel ran his fair number of fades against everyone in the entire series. He pulled up on Xion. He pulled up on Roxas. He pulled up on Sora. He pulled up on Marluxia. He was pulling up on anybody and everybody, and he was just living. My boy wouldn't die. Like, as much as I don't like the line in Kingdom Hearts 3, oh, I have too much fans looking after me. Of course I won't die. I don't like that. But in the context of it, like removing that line, he's right. And I agree. And I feel like Axel's perfection because despite all like the coolness of his character, from the fire to the chakrams to his design, he struggles so much despite being a nobody, despite not having a heart until Kingdom Hearts 3D, where apparently nobody can grow a heart. The last why you gotta ruin some really interesting concepts? Come on now, Kingdom Hearts 3D. Come on, Kingdom Hearts 3. But the way Axel struggles with reconciling between his friendships, his lost friendship in Isa, the way that he struggles with dealing with the new world that he's forced into, the way that Axel struggles with having to fight Xion and bring him back to Xemnas because he knows Xemnas could run his fade whenever he wants to, the way that he is forced to try and fight to keep this group of friends together because it's all he has left in the organization. He doesn't care about anything else, but he doesn't have the capability to care, so everything hurts at the same time when it shouldn't hurt at all. Yeah, Axel, ooh, that's some perfection. Do I wish he stayed dead? No. Do I wish he came back as Lee and got a Keyblade? No. I wish he kind of came back as Lee and was still wielding his chakrams like he was for the most part at the end of 3D, because I feel like that works best for Axel. He was never supposed to be the special, because the Keyblade, that's what the Keyblade is. It's supposed to be the special, but as Syndrome said, when everyone's super, no one is. That's why I have issues with everyone wielding a Keyblade by the end. But I feel like he shouldn't have gotten that, but other than that, Axel's perfection. Easy perfection. Easy perfection. Xion, you may be like, whoa, Xion appeared in what? Like 2 games with speaking lines? Hello? Why do you like Xion Suffers? Xion suffers a lot. And ooh, do I like that suffer? Okay, let me be real. I feel oddly like Xion is one of the most relatable characters in Kingdom Hearts, because when you think of humans as a whole, we aren't really unique. We see things, we're influenced by things, we like them. We're raised by people, whether they be our parents, adoptive parents, anyone, anything. We're raised by them. And in one way or another, we're copies. We don't necessarily have our own individuality. We are just a stitched up piece of something greater. We tore off these little pieces and they make up who we are, and Xion is that to the most little degree. She's nothing but a hodgepodge of Sora's memories given a body and given experiences to mold it into something specific. She's a puppet, but a puppet that learned to move its own strings, and that is intriguing. And then the way the puppet dances for its master, even once the master stopped moving the strings. Xion was so happy to serve Organization 13 because it let her have Axel and Roxas, seemingly to no detriment to herself or them. Everyone was happy. They were all eating sea salt ice cream every day after missions. Everything seemed to be going well, but then the truth hit Shion like a bag of bricks. That by her sheer existence, she was preventing someone else the ability to exist properly. She was causing suffering for someone else, and she couldn't have that. Something was wrong with that. She couldn't fully understand why, because she was a nobody. But was she a nobody? She couldn't even understand that anymore. How would she be the detriment to someone else's existence? She was just Shion, right? Or was she number one? An experiment to create a Keyblade to replace her friend Roxas, if worst ever came to worst. What was Shion? Was she worth anything other than her singular purpose? Or did she not mean to exist at all? It's questions like that Shion's forced to ask herself. It's questions like that tear Shion apart. It's questions like that and the eventual realization that she must return to Sora because she can't allow herself to exist anymore, that push her to fight Roxas to the death. And she eventually knows that one way or another they were both going to die, but she'd rather die by his own hand. That's sweet. That's some good character turmoil. Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Ooh, I like that. I vibe with that. That's good. That's solid. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you make a character feel real, by tearing them apart down to a fundamental level. Yo, am I really about to do this? I can't do this. Bro, I'm sliding Shion up to divinity. I have to. I can tell you, probably after I'm done recording this video, I'm gonna go write a script on Shion. I have to. I'm gonna do a versus battle on her. How she sweeps your favorite verse. No, I'm kidding. But to get less serious, only to get more serious, to hop into Roxas, and why I think, do I say it? Is Roxas the best character in Kingdom Hearts? Is that my thought? Is that how I'm feeling? Yo, since I'm sliding people up into the videos, that means you get up there too, bro. But, yo, am I really about to say this? Am I about to put Roxas at number one? Yeah, I'm putting Roxas at number one. You know why I'm putting Roxas at number one? Because my boy, Roxas, shockingly enough, if you think about it, before he developed, was nothing. He was a blank slate, but even more of a blank slate than Shion was, because at least Shion knew she had a purpose. She had a reason to exist. Shion didn't necessarily need to be guided around to do things. She was autonomous. But Roxas really was a blank slate. And through the power of bonds and friendship, he grew into something that was scarily similar to Sora in every way, shape, and form. He was cheery. He was happy. He had friends. He loved it. But one by one, due to character flaws, due to the world he lived in, he began to break down. The world around him began to crumble and shatter. And then he had, I'm just leaping through his character arc, but imagine, and put yourself in Roxas' shoes. You just made a best friend. You have two best friends. One of them has completely drifted away from you. They don't even seem to think you exist or matter anymore. So then you go to your other best friend, who also seemed to have disappeared. But you're still close, right? This is what you wanted. These are the only two people you have. And then that person raises a weapon to you and says, I'm going to kill you if you don't kill me. Imagine that. Now you're going to be forced, for your own continued existence, to slaughter one of the only people you could ever care about. Whoa. And he's forced to do it But since Roxas isn't complete, he has no comprehension of what he truly has, of what he truly values. He asks that one line that everyone mocks. Who else will I have ice cream with? And yes, is it not necessarily the most appropriate line to be saying to someone who's dying? Yes, you're absolutely right. However, what works so much about that line is that Roxas understands something. Axel's gone. Xion is fading. And those two things, that ice cream, that friendship, that connection he had, is crumbling in his very arms. And there's nothing he can do about it. And the way that Xion begins to fade from his memory, and the way that boils up a violent, seething anger inside Roxas, that he goes on and annihilates Saïx. He goes on, he's ready to kill Xemnas. He wants answers. What's going on? Why has his friend abandoned him? He sees Axel, but he doesn't matter anymore. He's lost something so important to him that he can't even comprehend it anymore. He's going to make things right. But then, he's stopped by Riku, who says he's part of something that Roxas doesn't know nor care about. He doesn't care who Sora is. He doesn't care what Sora's done or what he needs to be done or anything like that. He's so angry that he wants to go and get his revenge on Xemnas and get Xion back before her very name and face fully fades from his mind. But he can't. He defeats Riku, regular Riku. It doesn't matter, because Ansem Riku comes out and destroys Roxas. And Roxas is thrown into a fake reality where he doesn't remember anything close to the truth. And thanks to that, he's left there for forever, until it's time for him to return to Sora. And the way he fights it, the way he's like, no, I'm my own person. It's much more of a pity cry. Like, it's a cry to himself to try and reassure himself that he is his own person. But then he's forced to relent in the end. He's lost everything, and he returns to Sora. That alone puts him in divinity. But then his return in Kingdom Hearts 3 is so epic, and the way he dominates. Roxas is divinity. I'm good. Did I also mention making a video on Roxas? Like, let's talk about the Destiny Trio. Let's talk about the Destiny Trio. Let's talk about the Destiny Trio. Kairi's okay. Okay, I know. Like, I should put her in Why Do You Exist? No, I shouldn't. But I don't care whatever Remind did to try and justify it a little bit more. What was the point, Nomura? Why make her a fighter if she wasn't going to do anything? Even if she fights for 5 seconds, it's all worthless. I'll discuss the failure of Kairi. That's going to get a video. That's all I'm going to say about Kairi right here, right now. Or else I may go on for an hour about the wasted potential that is Kairi. Sora, though. Let's talk about Sora. And how he's in Divinity. You may be like, whoa, how did Sora sneak up there? I thought you said he was a flat character. I thought you said he wasn't as good or as interesting as other characters. And I'll admit, Sora's up there in Divinity for what I saw that was a real Sora in Chain of Memories. And what I see as that snarky main character that's in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1. And those real Soras, yeah, I like that Sora a lot. Real juicy, real solid, good, meaty character. I like that Sora. That Sora's good. The way he reacts in such human ways. The way that Sora reacts a lot in general, to the fact that he has magic powers, the fact that there's talking dogs and ducks and that there are multiple worlds out there. Everything, the way Sora reacts is really, really good, really, really human. The way he perseveres through it all is super respectable. And that's why he's in Divinity. I'm getting really short now because I came to the conclusion at the start of the video that a lot of these characters may not be getting videos, but a lot of these characters are, but like the entire Destiny trio is gonna get a video each. So let me leap on to Riku, and why I think Riku's even better than Sora, because Riku's isn't a flat character, because he fell but he rose back up. Riku fell to darkness but rose back up and pulled the darkness with him to control it. It's really respectable. I'm gonna go over his arc in a longer, much more elaborate video, because I don't know how long I've been sitting here. Once again, I didn't time myself. This was a bad idea. If anyone's actually still watching, salutes. I can't believe you would actually still watch through this, but thank you so much for watching. Not even done yet. Hold on. Ventus. Put Ventus at the top of OK. And I put Ventus at the top of OK. Actually, no, I'll put Ventus at the bottom of Great. I'll put Ventus at the bottom of Great. And then I'll put Aqua up in Divinity. You know how it be. And I'll put Terra also at the bottom of Great. And this at the bottom of Great. Very much because he's a tool. Not in like the rude sense, but he's just like a tool for other characters. Like he has individuality, but not enough individuality. I feel like, especially to his main contemporaries in the other groups, like Sora, like Roxas, he's very, very lacking in terms of like intense character growth. And he does suffer in Birth by Sleep, but Link Sword just comes back in Kingdom Hearts 3 and there isn't much to it. Like, his conclusion made me cry. Like, I'll tell y'all in a heartbeat. I was crying a lot through the Keyblade Graveyard in Kingdom Hearts 3. Tears, like actual legitimate tears, were flowing down my face a lot. Because I grew connected to Ventus, but there isn't much to praise about Ventus's character. Same with Terra. I used to hate on Terra a lot. I've grown to respect Terra a whole lot more. That's about it with Terra. I actually will probably talk about Terra in a video. And Aqua, she's up in Divinity. Like, definitely at the bottom of it, because we, once again, had very little of her. But her fall, her constant rising, only to fall in Kingdom Hearts 3 and to get saved and end up rising again. Really, really good. Aqua's definitely getting a video. Wow, am I really just about to make... Yo, I've just told y'all I'm making like 9 or 12 videos. It's gonna be a minute. Hold on, give me some time. But that's the Kingdom Hearts tier list. Like, hold on. Let me rank all these. Let me look here and like ponder deep within myself, because like I want to see where I rank. Yeah, these are ranked Ephemer. I'll put Ephemer at the top of Meh, just because I think he's interesting enough in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, this seems legit. Except Brain seems a bit more interesting, and actually I'll put you at the above Scald. Kairi. That's the thing, Kairi, you actively make me sad, so I'll leave it like that. I actually like Olette a little bit more than Pence. I think Lexus's fights are cool, but I like his ability the least out of everyone here. Master of Masters, nah, I like these aesthetics better. I think his story worth gets him up higher, same with Ericus. Yep, I actually do like Terra more than Ven. Do I? Like, this is the one that probably flips on a dime the most. Like, if I'm being real with y'all, it's Terra and Ventus that will constantly flip on a dime for me. In this moment, I like Terra better, mainly for his conclusion in comparison to Ventus, but that's about it for now. Mainly because we don't really have a true conclusion for Ventus, because we don't know the full truth about Ventus yet. Other than the fact that he's a murderer. But that's really it for Ventus. Let me see. Yep, I like your redemption. I like your arc. I'll slide Demyx down. Because he doesn't have much. In fact, I'll slide even young Xehanort, and I like your suffering. I think you'll go at the top of Great. Yeah, I'll put Riku Replica at the top of Great. And Vanitas, you also get slid below. Yeah. I'll put you two all the way up here. There we go, we're good there. And I actually think Perfection is pretty well ordered, because I like Axel more than Naminé. I like Naminé more than Ansem. I like these two are pretty much comparable. These two are pretty much comparable. And yeah, Perfection's at the bottom of Perfection. Aqua, yep, you're at the bottom of Divinity. Actually, you know what? No. Because you're late. You're very, very late game plot twist that puts you up there. So I'll put you there. And I'll put Xion above Sora, which is going to blow some people's minds. I know that. And I'll put Xehanort above Sora. But yeah, Roxas number one, Shio number. Yeah. Yep, that's my tier list. That's my tier list. That's my ranking of the Kingdom Hearts characters. So the best character in Kingdom Hearts is my boy Roxas. Worst character in Kingdom Hearts is Verum Rex, whatever his name is. The Noctis ripoff. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video and you actually watched everything, thank you very much. It's always appreciated, and I got a password for you. I'm gonna just slap it down. What's the password for Keyblade? Keyblade. That's the password. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, Keyblade. Y'all know how to spell it. Keyblade. That's the password. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Talk to me in the comment section below about Kingdom Hearts. I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts with people. None of my friends like Kingdom Hearts. I need something to talk with Kingdom Hearts about. Please talk to me in the comment section. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And this is that guy with the pencil, writing off.